Okay, so number 19 says the graph of y is equal to h of x is shown. Which of the following could be the graph of its derivative? So if I'm looking at this way back when, if this is h of x and we want to find the derivative, we always locate the max and the mins. Because here my horizontal tangent is 0, that means on its derivative, its value is 0. Okay, so here this derivative again is a horizontal tangent, so the slope is 0. So when I'm graphing it, it's going to be on the 0 as far as the x-axis. Okay, so now comes the slightly difficult part, depending on how well you learned it the first time. This point, let's say, is very, very steep as far as the derivative. Okay, if I were to differentiate this and take the equation of that tangent line, that slope is very steep. So very steep on the y is really, really great, and really, really high, we're going to say it's way up here lining up. So where if I take, let's say this point, it's less steep, so less positive. So lining it up with this y, it's going to be less than this, so less steep, lined up, it's going to be somewhere around here. And then finally, let me go ahead and erase this so that you can see this last bit. As I get closer and closer to this horizontal tangent, let's say that I'm right here at this point, it is less and less steep. It's approaching 0. So if I line it up, it's less and less as far as how high it is on the y. Okay? This gives me the graph that it's going to look something like the following. Okay? So from here, it's going to become a little bit steep, just slightly. So I'll go down, line it up, and go a little bit negative, because it's a small negative slope. And then here at this point of inflection is where it's going to be the greatest. It's going to be the steepest negative that I have. So I'll line it up, and that's about where I'm going to be. So as I keep going and I approach this other critical number, or this max or min, in this case it's a min, I'm going to become less and less and less and less negative as far as the steepness of that slope's derivative. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to become less and less negative, approaching 0 again. Now a little bit positive, more and more and more positive, meaning it's steeper and steeper and steeper. So a little bit positive, so more positive, more and more positive. It's going to look something like this. So the graph that you would have is E.